Okay, figured I'd bring you guys in. I'm just sort of getting the stream set up here. The music is mostly random, and for some reason my camera has failed. How about now? Oh, that's working. How did you get disconnected? Oh, you fell down. Okay, gotta acknowledge its existence. Hello? It seems to... I really need to work on my USB setup here because it's real jams here. We're gonna try and run the lights. One of these hundreds of thousands of USB banks I have. Okay. Watch, it's gonna work now for some reason. Thinking about it. There we go. Okay. Okay. Let's put that right side up for you. How's that sound? And then we'll mirror that so that it's at least in the right order there. And there's my hands. And okay. So I was trying to put together my turn that down a bit. Let me know how the audio is if you're somebody out there. Oh, let me add the chat so you guys have that. There we go. I'm gonna put the chat up on the TV that I can't really see, because that's super useful.
I don't know which way we're going, no control. You push me, then you pull me back in. Don't know if I can decipher how your mind works. Yeah, you leave me wondering what it's like to feel your skin. I will keep on trying till you give me a sign. Give me a sign. Oh, give me a sign. Baby, give me a sign. Just give me one more.
Yeah, that's about as good as it's gonna get. I have absolutely turned this place into a mess. I might also, at some point, toss up the a little bit of stream from Arknights as well as the night goes on, as I kind of got to keep up with that. So, yeah, basically, what we're doing is we're not hooking up this guy today, doing some LED stuff. So things I ordered. So there's where'd that LED USB cable go? So we're gonna be using this guy here because we've got our LED here. All right, we've got our LED here. That's where they're hooked up. These belong with Big Ben over there. The Sugru is probably not going to come into play, but with this stuff, you never know. I did get my first use of it. It had fixed my camera. I think, maybe a bit. Not really. Still a little tippy. We'll figure that out. That might have been my fault, so I won't worry too much about it. Alright, let's see where we go here. Okay, that's garbage. See, the nice thing about coming on with these guys is I kind of got to clean up a little bit. I'm not showing you the rest of my place. It's an absolute sty, so you don't get to see that. You know what I'm gonna do? No, I'm not gonna. Well, maybe a bit later I'll change where that camera goes. So I'm using that as just a little board. This is my USB power. Will be coming over there. This is gonna be my backup here. I got some cable ties. I got some black tape. Okay, so basically what I'm doing here is this is my step down module. So you can see I've already got my cables right into your hot black, or hot in, black out. And then I've got my other cables. Now, where did I get the cables? Well, I didn't get the cables in any official capacity. I didn't steal them or anything, but they're... basically, I have what is a mostly borked power supply. What is mostly a borked power supply, and you know what? I am moving this camera because it is just wrong. I keep looking over there. Can I just... See, the problem is I don't want to have to get out that stick from wherever it is. See, now you're getting a view of my place, and I don't want that. I don't want you getting that. You don't get to see it. I want to be able to look forward when I talk to you guys. Where is the stick? Here it is. You're going on the stick. And if you don't like that, that's too bad. Deal with it. It's a good thing they make these things universal. I'll tell you that. That helps a lot. And at least this way when I look at the camera, I'm also looking at where the chat is. So when I'm talking to you guys, I'll actually be able to look at where you are talking from. These are actually good little tripods, as crappy as they are. Probably sounds like a weird thing to say, but for the record, that's only because it is. They are a little annoying in it how this is sort of lining up. The tightening of it seems to be locked to a particular direction, which, well, not the worst. I don't know, it loosened up a little bit there. So I just want this sitting in a particular fashion. That. And then I just bring that down, facing this way. And there we go. Now you can see me, you can see what I'm doing, and I can look at you when I'm talking. Okay, so yeah, this is the step-down module. The cables I got from, I basically cut them off of a power supply. I was not going to buy these. This is just a piece of paper. The reason I'm streaming today, I'm going to keep that here because I don't have to go looking for it later, is because I got these guys here. And now what these are, I can hold these up, is basically it's a USB-C plug. Now, from my understanding, I'll try to do this, here. I've got enough lighting. I don't need the light on this camera, I believe, so that way you can actually see it, ish. Provided I hold it not way too close, but close enough to the... That is just not gonna... Yeah, it's just not gonna focus. How about now? What if I do that? No. Okay. Well, you can sort of see, you don't need to look too close. It's got basically what it has here is it's got, so this is the USB plug right here. So USB-C just goes right in there, which allows it to get up to 3.1 amps. And then you just got a plus minus, and then there's a little button for, gonna be honest, I don't remember what. It's probably important, but important things are for suckers. So, still getting used to this new mic. I don't know if the pop filter is supposed to be closer to me, closer to it, or if I should just use the Little Russian hat. You know what? I'm gonna try using the Little Russian hat and just see how that works, if that's any better. So here we go. All right. See, now I just feel like I'm blotting out the sun. Okay. You know, the funny thing is for this particular thing, my Nessie mic would probably be better, but I'm using this one. You guys can't stop me. And the music stopped. How dare... Like, I'm just getting started. And then the music's like, I don't want a music anymore. It's like, well, I don't know what to tell you. Let's see here. Let's go genres. Let's just go with some beats. Just some background beats. I don't want any vocals. Moods, let's just go laid back. Alright. Okay, so I've already got these hooked in. These are the easy ones, because this is just unscrew, jam it in, screw, or tighten. I believe there's supposed to be going in there. At least I hope so, because it's also got these little circles here. Like, this guy has circles. No, I've seen this done before. I know how this goes. Okay. So, red is my plus. Now, I originally was just trying to do it open like this, and I just the way I was grabbing it, it just didn't, I didn't like it. I didn't like it that much. Make sure I'm not looking at nothing here. Yeah. I didn't like it that much. Look at me, please. Me. Alright. I didn't like it that much. So I decided I want to make a little case for it or something, just to, because when the cables were sticking through originally, what I was worried about, I'm just gonna turn up my monitor here, turn on my direct monitor. Oh, now I can hear myself. Oh, this is great. Now I can actually hear myself speak. This is so much better. Okay, so yeah, basically what I was doing. Oh, I wonder if now if I put the pop filter, will it sound better than it did before? See, when I get really close, that's when it sounds really good and full. And I'm basically making out with the pop monitor or pop filter. Like, we're getting real intimate here. I don't know if this is appropriate or not. Anyways, no, we're just gonna we're gonna go. Okay, so yeah, basically, what was happening was the cables were just sort of going through it. It doesn't help that I'm trying to jam cables that are too thick through there. Now, if I thin them out, that's probably fine, because the cables are of much larger gauge than what's necessary. That's hearsay. Okay, that's me looking at the power supply and what's coming out of that going through the computer. Basically saying, well, okay, clearly that's the case. You know, it's made for a much larger gauge. So, I mean, if I shave that down, I'm thinking to myself, you know, there's not going to be enough power going through to make a problem there on the in and the out. You know, we're going to go. The problem there. That's your problem. You know what, let's just take all the filters off. We'll just do this. We're playing around. We're playing around and we're learning, and that was some really poppy sounding pop stuff. So we put the pop filter back on to get rid of the pops. Pa. Okay. Anyways, so I can make them more narrow. It's probably not going to be a problem. I'm trying not to do that. Now, you can see here I made a little cardboard holder for it, because I'm fairly ghetto here. Basically, it's pretty dumb, but all I did was just cut a deep cut into it. So you get the corrugated cardboard, right? So that'll just slide right in there. Now, I'm pretty sure... you guys are over there. I'm pretty sure paper isn't... conductive enough to make a problem. Relatively certain. We'll find out. So now, what I did was I went through the. I went through the. Ooh, jeez, that jumped out there. I went through the holes with a tiny screwdriver, because what I want to do is I want to make some holes to have the cables go right through, because I want to keep them separated. One of the things that happened the first time is they kind of went through, and then I think they touched, which I think might have fried one of these, and I only ordered 2 of them, which was probably a mistake. I mean, not as much a mistake as just getting one, but, you know, whatever. Life goes on. Now, I might make comments on how I sound, but that's not necessarily going to reflect on what you hear, because I am hearing the raw feed out, whereas you guys actually have a sound filter that I go through, so that's nice for you. So I might sound better to you guys than I sound to myself, which really should be everybody's dream, shouldn't it? You know? You see it's kind of poking through here. Now, I should probably come up through the bottom, so actually what I'm going to do, I'm just going to get my little screwdriver here. This is not the same one that I poked a hole through. But we're gonna just go in there and just make that a lot a bit wider. That escalated quickly. Okay, there we go. Okay. So, you know what we'll do is we're gonna put this guy here. And we're just gonna get plus sides on this side here, so we're just gonna come right up the middle here. Or right up this side. Right up to this side. Ship it! This cable's a mess right now. See, I don't know enough about electricity to know if this is a bad thing that I'm doing here. But we'll find out together. Go team us. This hole does not line up very well at all with what's actually on there, so we're just gonna sort of fold that over to try and force the issue. Get in there! Okay, I think that somewhat maybe a bit worked. Not really. No, it didn't work. Okay, maybe what we need to do is we just need to go all the way through. Yep. And then oh man, I don't even know if this thing works. Spending 20 minutes trying to make it look pretty. I don't even know if it works. If it doesn't work, whatever, who cares? Okay. Oh. Come on, separate out here. Yep. Okay, we're almost there. So I know you twist them to make them a little more narrow, a little more nice. That doesn't seem to be working for me. I am going to trim the end because that seems to be... Boop. Hold on. See, what I was doing there was just banging the table to see if this shock mount is working. So it's still a little bit, but then I was like, oh, maybe I can't hear it. Maybe I need to listen closer. Let me just put my ear to the microphone. That doesn't do anything. Okay. I'm going to trim this a little bit on the end here. I just want to see if that... Oh, metal filings. It's like my 4th greatest fear is metal filings. And yet here I am just ignoring the danger. For you, my beautiful viewers. Okay. Here we go. It's not... Yeah, this is going about as well as... Okay, you know what? We're going to do the stupid thing, I think. Where's my sharp thing? Here's my sharp thing. Okay, we're just gonna... Don't try this at home. Don't do this at home. Don't think of doing this at home. Just this is just a bad idea. Just trying to make it a little more narrow because this cable is way thicker than it needs to be. It's braided. I really need to get some more appropriate sort of crappy small cabling for this or something. Can't begin to tell you how bad an idea this is. So if we go... See, the problem is it's so friggin' frayed at the end there. Okay, you know what? How's that? How's that? Okay. Get my cable cutter here. And by cable cutter, I mean pocket knife. Where's my pocket knife? Pocket knife! Oh. It's down here. So I've got like the smallest little circular cutting thing there, which is my official cable cutter. I have had this pocket knife for, oh good lord, I was a kid. So, you know, at least 5 years ago. You know, maybe more. Who knows? Come on. Separate. There we go. Thank you. Okay. So now we have a nice, clean cut going right through there. Okay. Okay. All right. Now let's see if I can just make sure that's not spread out too much. We're just going to go right through. Up and over. There, come on. Come on. Get in there. Don't be like that. Don't be like that. Come on, just... See, the problem is they split up just enough, and if they touch the outside at all, then they just decide to be jicks. I don't know what a jick is, but, you know. That's what happens when you try to say two different words at the same time. That's what that is. Actually, I'm kind of worried now that I said that, because I don't think it is one, but it sounds like it could be a racial slur. At least it sounds like one. Something somebody would make up, so it's something to do with gypsies. Get in there, you piece of garb. Okay, you know what? This is what we're gonna do. See all those extra pieces there? Clearly, they're not needed. Because if we needed them, they'd fit. That's all the logic I need to go ahead with this trim the bugger plan. See, now this is going to make a nice flow of energy, because what's going to happen is the power is going to flow faster, because it's like less cars on a busier highway. So as much as there might be less power, the power is going to get there faster. That's just science. Okay. So this will fit through quite nicely. Quite nicely. If I could say that with a British accent, I would, because they say those words a lot better. Quite nicely. See, I went pretty much Cockney there. That is not the same thing. Okay. So that's one down. Now this guy's already kind of squished down and straightened out, so I may have already done here exactly what I did there, just, you know, unintentionally. Which, if you ask me, having done it unintentionally is probably more intelligent than doing it intentionally. But, what do I know? I'm just a TV. Okay. Let's see here. In you go to the cardboard box. Do I have a viewer count up? I don't. I don't think it matters. Viewer count. Oh, there we go. Oh my goodness, somebody's watching me on Twitch. What a loser. I'm kidding, I love you. Don't leave me. Here. I love you so much. I'm gonna put a ring on you. I want. Oh, you're. No, I can't. Hold on. I'm gonna put you right there. My one Twitch viewer. I'm gonna put you right there, and I'm gonna put a ring on you, right there. That's how much I love you, my one Twitch user, a Twitch watcher. You can use me though. That's fine. Okay. That, by the way, is not a diamond ring. It's not a gold ring. That is made of steel. No, a kind of steel. It's not metallic. I shouldn't say not metallic. Of course it's metallic. Can't have non-metallic steel. And someone's going to prove that there's such a thing as non-metallic steel, but what I meant was magnetic. It's non-magnetic steel, so it's going to be a different kind of steel at any rate. At least than your sort of standard strong steel. Okay. So that's one through. And then this guy's going to go through. Okay. Here. No, almost. I'm way over-engineering this. Like, this should just be hook it up and test it. And I'm just like, let's make a stupid cardboard holder for it that's, you know, strictly worse than just attaching it. Because like I always say, if it's worth doing, it's worth overdoing. See, and now the minus is going right over the plus. Bugger all, just... And now it won't fit. This is just the worst. Okay, hold on. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to take this guy. That guy's going to sit there, right? Okay. And then we're going to take this guy here. There's no power going through there right now. Nothing up my sleeve. That goes through there. Which then, yeah, that's the key to success right there. Just fop around like that. That'll win the war. Okay. Come Come in. Jamane. Okay. Okay, so they're both going through. Now, how do we make sure it stays? Well, I'm glad you asked. And the answer to that is almost always electrical tape. Now, does that answer work? Usually not. But we're going to do it anyways. Okay. We're going to take some electrical tape. See, I don't know if my fingers are tingling because they're getting ready for all the electrocuted I'm about to get. Okay, so they weren't touching when I did that. So I'm going to assume that they will never touch and I don't need to worry about anything. But I'm also going to assume that I'm wrong about everything. And we're going to do the same on the bottom. Okay? Just to make sure that they never touch and my house doesn't explode. I have a funeral to go to tomorrow, and if my house exploded today, that would put quite the dower on it. How are you doing today? Oh, I'm very sad. How are you? I'm also sad, and my house burned down. Oh, well, that's just one-upmanship. Thanks, buddy. Glad you're here. You know, you don't want to be that guy. All right, so plugged in. We press our button. Does anything happen? No. Did we press our button here? Does anything happen? No. Damn it. Okay. Hold on. I have an idea. Am I actually plugged into power? I gotta make sure I'm unplugging and plugging in the correct cables. I wonder if I fried the cable. That would be an interesting... you know, let's try plugging this into our power bank. Whoa, hey, ho. Calm down, kid. All right? We're just getting started here. Grab some beers later, all right? Hey! We got ignition! Okay. So we've got a blinking light here. We've got a 4.8. So 4.8 is going to be our amperage? That doesn't make any sense. Used to be 3 supposed to top off at... Well, okay, well. Now, I believe... Sorry, let me pull you guys in. I believe that this right here is... Let me get my tools. Tiny Toolkit, where'd you go? Oh. You know, I have this nice little undershelf here, and I always forget it exists. So, okay. So I believe this guy right here allows me to adjust something that I don't know what it is. Oh. So I can adjust my amperage here. Okay. So yeah, this is going to be my amperage. The voltage, I believe, is set at something. So right now I need 3.1 watts. Sorry, that's probably my wattage, or my amperage, or my amp watts. Okay. So now if I hit this button... Oh, okay, so what it is right now... So this is going to be my resistor, okay? So what's happening here is I've got the power coming in from here. So this is what's coming in. So if I hit this button right here... Okay, so I've got 5 amps coming in. So if I hit that button, nothing happens. If I hit it again, also nothing happens. If I hold it down... I don't know what that button does. That's fine. But what I have is I have 5 watts coming in. I believe it's 5 watts. And then I can see what's coming out. Now when I adjust this, what that's going to do is that's going to bring my wattage down. Okay? Because I'm turning up my resistance. It does take a lot of spinning. Oh, there we go. Ah, you see it speeds up. Okay. So, yeah, it seems to speed up, which makes sense, because we're probably dealing with percentages here. So I want to go to 3.1 watts, which does not seem achievable, but that's fine. We can go 3.2 watts, which is fine. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn this off. This has a little spotlight thing around it. Okay, I'm going to unplug it. That's probably the... Oh, it's double click to turn it on. Click. No. Yeah, click. Yeah, okay, cool. All right. So now what I'm going to do is we're going to hook up our plus minus to this. Now, I kind of want to test to see if those work. So actually what I'm going to do is just to test it out. I'm going to run this guy through here. You know, we're going to trim these. These are coming out way too far. I think I was hooking up... Oh, I was trying to hook up cable to cable, and I seem to think I need more cable there than I actually do. So we're just going to run this straight through here. I don't know why I like coming through the bottom. It just feels safer. You can read into that whatever you want. So see if these do anything here. And then it's gonna, so basically what I'm gonna do here to avoid disaster, I'm just gonna pull that out. So that's connecting there, that's fine. We're gonna plug this into here. Okay, so that lights up. So we're 3.2, that's a you know, already set setting. So we're just gonna take that, just gonna tap that right there. Tap that right there. Okay. So that obviously didn't do anything. So we'll run that guy through there. You will note this time I am not doing the safety procedure of doing it while unplugged. See, the reason for that is I don't care. So if I were you, I would also not care. Okay, so we're gonna I'm gonna take a guess that it needs to be plugged straight into these guys here, which is fine. I don't know which is the plus and which is the minus, right? So that'll be fun to discover as a team. And this is mostly a guessing game here. Although, with LEDs, in my limited... I'm not going to say experience, because this is literally the first time I'm doing this, but what I've seen on the internet, because we all know that's very reliable. You know, if there's one thing in my life that I hate, it's screws. And not having the right screwdriver and things just not setting right, because I am the worst for having things be stripping screws and that. I'm the worst for it. That's what it is. Not really much more to say about that. See, that stopped spinning, but it wasn't done. So, you know, if I take this guy here, it goes all the way across. That'll be a lot. You know, and what else sucks? Okay, so here's what sucks: is the Phillips screwdriver, the star, worst. Now, the advantage, of course, to the Phillips is its versatility, in it that you can be the most off. You know, the flathead, probably not. I would say the Phillips is the most forgiving for not having the right size, which is good considering between metric and imperial, the amount of different screwdrivers is ridiculous, okay? But the Phillips is one of the more forgiving. The Robertson is, it is the least forgiving. You need to have the exact right size or you're screwed. But when you have the exact right size, that's the square head, oh, it's like a dream. Oh, it's like a dream. Yeah. Anyways, they don't make really tiny Robertsons because the other problem with the Robertson is that the square screw head requires an incredibly large surface area over the size of the screw, thereby making it pretty much unusable on smaller screws. Like, it's not going to take. So, you know, there's that. Anyways. Okay, we are somewhat strapped up. It's either going to light up or explode. Let's find out. Boom! None of the above, whatever. That's fine. No, I want more power. So I'm just going to turn this up and see if we get this guy lighting up at all. Unless this is like volts or something, but that wouldn't make a ton of sense. Now, it could also be the cable. That's the issue. Could also be where it's coming from. Yeah, okay, come up. I'm trying to do this in a fashion that you guys can actually read this. Hold on. And you'll see it light up when it does here. Okay. So we'll go up, go up, go up. That's the wrong way. I'm really good at this game. We had it at 5 for a second. I know it's 5 coming in, right? Maybe it's only 4.5 coming in now that we're on the... no, it's 5 coming in. So we should be able to... Just use a bigger screwdriver, probably make this a little bit easier. You know, I keep doing that. Righty tighty, lefty loosey. It just doesn't work for me. I'm not that smart. See, whenever I'm working with electricity, I always get tingly fingers. And I assume it's because I'm getting tiny electricity'd. It's got to be something getting lost in translation here. There's 5 coming in, 4 going out. Oh, I just turned it off. So what the amount of power flowing through here obviously isn't enough to light it up. Now, I'm wondering if it's the voltage. Let's see. Oh yeah, because this one's 12 volts. This does 5. Okay, so that's your problem. Now, if I plug this into more of a powered outlet, the problem is this outlet seems to have decided to stop working. That's the camera, that's the solo, that's something else. Yeah, this one just doesn't want to actually seem to feed it power, which is a bit odd coming out of the wall here. So you know what I'm gonna do? We're gonna... What have I got? Well, you know what? Let me see if any of my other power banks... I doubt I'm gonna have a 12 volt power bank. That would surprise me. I'm pretty sure they're all gonna be the same. Yeah, 5 volts. This one's not even gonna say 5 volts. So yeah, I need to figure out a way to get... You know what, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm not going to get 5 volts through USB-C. So that's just not going to work. So there's not really much of a point in trying to get this particular LED to work through here. For this LED, I'm going to need the Big Ben over there, but I need to hook that up to probably like a full-on AC power source. But not all is lost. There are other LEDs in the world. Just give me a second to free this one. Okay. You know what we're gonna do? Hold on, let me see what the voltage requirement on that LED strip I got the other day was. Okay, so it's right here. But I'm mostly interested in the LED strip. So we're just going to make sure this is all working and that I'm able to do this before we move on to figuring out. Because, yeah, I'll probably have to use Big Ben for this. I have an old laptop adapter that I have hooked up to another LED source, but that's a song for another day. Now, we're just going to pull all this out. So this one's already pre-attached. It comes with an adapter for it. So, you know, I don't want to disconnect that. But what I do want to do is I do want to test this out. And to be honest, I bought this LED strip mostly as a test because I wanted to be able to make sure that it worked and all that. So we're just going to go ahead and pull this off here. We're just going to have... Just release. Just give me the thing. Okay. So... you know what, let's just cut off some of this, and then we'll wire it in. So I'm going to need some more wire, but I do actually have that, so that's fine. How long do a strip do we want to do? Let me say here. Yeah, let's just do this strip right here. So we're just going to go here, we're going to cut the strip. Now it's got a little cut line that shows there, but if you notice, that cut line on all of them is in the same spot. It runs along these copper pads, so that's going to be where you need, because all of the circuitry is running on the inside of this strip, and it's the copper pad connectors is where all the power is running. So we'll cut that so that's clean. Okay, so now one thing I don't have is solder. All right. But that's actually not too big an issue, because basically what I'm going to do, we're going to be running the power out of there. Now I have those 2 extra cables here, okay? Actually, you know what I can do is, and I think I just shuffled that away. This kit came with these guys here, which are basically connectors. So what I can do, take the rest of this LED strip, and I'm just going to put this in my secret drawer. Maybe I should start putting things there I'm not going to be looking for today. That might, be helpful. So I'm just going to put one of these here. I'm just going to pop it into this convenient made connector, which is actually pretty nifty because it basically is just a cable. Put that, one end in here. Those two copper cables are going to connect there. Close that up. Oh, hold on. Oh, I see. It slides right in there. Oh, good. Oh, flip it right side up. Slides in there. There you go. There's your connector. Clamp her down. Clamp her down. Oh boy. Made in China. Clamp her. This is it too far in? Is it not far in enough? Is it not too far in enough? Well, you know what? That's fine, I guess. Anyways, so what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to take these other two cables, which are going to be longer than they need to be, and we're gonna strip them, and we're going to attach them here. We're going to attach them here. So now, let's make sure. This is the way it goes in. So that's our positive. So that's going to be our positive. So I'm going to keep the negative as black. So we'll do our negative first, just because that's going to be the same. So, oh, here's the nice thing. All right. So we're going to take our negative as the same. So this is the one I'm going to put in there. So I don't need much. Okay. So we're just going to tighten it up a little bit. Okay. Do 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 do. Yeah. The reason I'll show you in a minute, but the reason I bought Big Ben was because I've got a 50-volt LED light that I was able to acquire, and man, is that thing bright! I actually have it working because at 50 volts, I just hooked it directly up to an old laptop charger, and it actually worked like a dream, which is ridiculous, but it is what it is. Okay, so I'm just gonna make sure that's nice and tight there. See, that works as long as it doesn't need to do anything. That works just fine. As long as just twisting it makes me think it's easier, everything works easier. We'll tighten that down. There we go. Okay, so now we're gonna remind ourselves, hold this up like this. Okay, negative's the bottom. So we're just going to go, and that's going to fall right out of there, which is fine, I guess. Oh, man. I don't write this stuff, okay? It just kind of happens. I think maybe a bit. I don't know. See, I shouldn't come in from this end. I don't even know. You know what we're going to do is we're going to, I don't know what we're going to do. We're just going to tape it, okay? We're gonna get these in here. We're just gonna tape it straight to. So this is the out. Nope, I didn't. Mine is out. Okay. So you get back in your home. You are not too good for your home. And let's all just lament for a minute the fact that I had to, for the lulz, quote Adam Sandler. Whatever that's about. Blech. Stupid Adam Sandler. Okay. Okay, that goes in there. Just the worst. Oh, you know what? I think it wasn't even open. I want to say that's what the problem was. Even if that's just to make me feel better. I don't think he was even open. And now it goes all the way in. Okay, we're good. If you want to clamp something, you actually have to clamp it. You can't just clamp things that are in front of it. That's the lesson for today. Hope everyone feels smarter for having learned it. Okay. Okay. Beep, beep, beep. Come on. There we go. Get that out of here. Get out of here, you. Come on. Release. There we go. Okay. So negative. Now we do our positive. It's probably one of the more interesting things to learn about power in general. It's just that, you know, you do use electricity, but your current never changes. I think it's the amperage you actually use. But, and I'm probably misquoting this, so fact check me or watch a smarter video channel thinger. But your current never changes. So what that basically means is, yeah, so the electricity still moves through. No matter what happens, it's the same amount of voltage going through. And it's actually the change in voltage that can create issues or solve problems. I always get those two mixed up. Okay. So handout, we get the electrical handyman secret weapon, electrical tape. I'm going to put it on this side here. So this is where I was trying to go in with the power. So, we're going to get our positive. It's going to go. Now, this is probably one of the worst ways of doing this. But, you know what? I'm going to wager it's not the worst way. So, I'm okay with that. You don't always have to be the best. Sometimes, second best is best enough. Now, the biggest problem here, actually, isn't that they've moved around and they're not going to connect and the whole thing's just going to be for naught. The biggest problem is I've got one of these little LEDs covered up. And that just won't do. I mean, also because, you know, you'd probably have more heat buildup. I imagine they're not designed to run with that much sort of coverage on top of them, insulating them. It's just not good. Okay. One of the other reasons I got this sort of, you know, preset kit is because I knew it would come with some other goodies, and I wanted to get some LED lights I wouldn't be afraid of breaking. So they were cheap. Yeah, see, this thing here, I don't know why, is just not wanting to supply me with power. That's fine. I'll plug it into here. So in is 5, out is 4.8. And for some reason nothing's happening. Probably not connected. Let's see if I can push them around underneath the tape to get it connected. No. Just trying to see what's... See, if I hold it down, it turns off. I think. I don't know what this button does, to be deathly honest with you. Okay, so this is what we'll do. So we're going to turn it off. Sorry, unplug it, I mean. And we're going to take this tape off, and we're going to try and take it off semi-strategically. I say semi because it's probably not going to work. And see if it moved at all. Come on. Well, see, that's why I said semi-strategically, so that nobody could blame me when it didn't work. Okay, so what I'm going to do now let's just... So red is... Yep. Brr. So yellow is plus. Now that can be the other problem with these guys. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to get one of my handy dandy clamps. I don't know how well you guys can see. Yeah, you can see well enough. Just kind of clamp that down so that with these two, making sure these two aren't touching at all, mostly. Plug that in. Okay. So I've got a positive and I've got a negative. Let's see, it says 12 volts. How am I supposed to charge USB? I've been lied to. I swear someone lied to me at some point. I swear I wasn't making this all up. Maybe I need to... Oh, 0? Okay, so if it's 5 and I multiply it by 0.2, I have no idea what I'm doing here. Let's get ready to get electrocuted. So the great thing about these is that they're single button controls, right? So it's going to max out here at 5. Right? And then we're going to call that a win. We're going to see what it tells me after I'm done. Well, you do have to hold these down for a little while to actually do anything. Come on. Oh, hello. So I have 5.5 coming in. I'm going out. See, this says 35 volts. So I'm really starting to wonder what is going on here. So if I hold that down. See, now when I first hooked this thing up, that light wasn't blinking. Now these things didn't come with any instructions. So I'm guessing they assume you know what you're doing. Oh, is this adding to the amperage or adding to the pull, I think? Because it did seem to add 0.5, and that's as high as it'll go. So this might be some just sort of minor tweaking to get things to work. You know what I have? Oh. Maybe you have to let go. Scratch myself with a hot wire. I like the idea of getting electrocuted. Okay. Now if I just do... No. Not dumb. I mean, yes, but no. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. You're going to unplug that to be safe. And then... Oh, holy crap, I have a millimeter. What do you know about that? So, what I can do... So I can make sure these guys aren't going to touch. No, I'm not going to do that. They aren't going to touch anything other than nothing. Oh, well, that already came out. Good. Excellent. That's what I wanted. Kind of. It's going to make this next part a little bit easier anyways if these two both come out. This thing's a piece of garbage. I already broke this. Kind of. Maybe a little bit. Shut up. Okay. So we're going to plug this into here. Turn on our millimeter. So first of all, I want to see what the voltage is. So we're just going to go to, I believe this just shows us just the voltage. So this is going to be our plus. And this is our minus. So right now it's 4.8. So I believe, looking at that now, is, see, this should be the voltage, so 4.8. So I believe, as I hold this down, whoops. Oh, that was just turning off the display. It's still going. Okay, good. So I believe this is actually, if I hold this down, because I'm getting 4.85. So that's actually probably fine-tune what it's telling me. So right now I'm getting 4.8. So it was saying 5.5. So I actually want it at -2, I want to say. And then, oh no, on the in, I don't want any changes. I want it just to be, as far as I know. Hold that down for a second. Hold that down for a couple seconds. And then we release. Okay. So this one I actually want at -2, I believe. Hold that down for a couple seconds. And release. Okay, so 5, I should be getting 4. No, you know what? I need to stop messing with it. It knows what it's doing. It knows what it's doing. Okay, guys, calm down. Just like get in there. Drama llamas. These cables are just being drama llamas. Okay. See, now if I go here, can you touch those? I can. Okay, so what I'm getting in is actually 5.1. What I'm getting out is 4.8. So if I take my little screwdriver here, so the problem is I'm not getting anywhere near the 12 volts that I need, which I'm pretty sure that's what this is for, is to get me to those 12 volts. So I gotta figure out how I do that. Bring me up, 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 up. Switch to the out because it's actually pretty accurate. Doop, 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 doop. Doop, 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 doop. Hopefully nothing comes apart as I do this. .94, 5.11. So the question ends up being, now is that what these other, okay, hold on a second here. Let's see what happens here if I go. Nope, nothing there. How about there? Okay, so those should work. Those are just to bolt it down, which is fine. Now the question ends up being, this was blinking blue earlier. So this clearly is meant to go higher than 5 volts. It's designed for 12 volts if I remember correctly. It's got a 35 volt thing there. Now is there any other control on here that I am missing? Any other switch, any other... I'm not seeing anything. Unless it's like double tap. Oh, maybe double tap and hold. It's annoying how many connections can... No, yeah, that's just a tweaker. So that's not helpful. Um, so what about this guy? If I double tap and hold. Because this wasn't doing this blue blinky thing before. I'm wondering if it's the cable. Give me a quick second here. Okay, so we're going to do two things here. And one of them... Oh, I did. No, this is... Oh, yeah, I did. So we're going to do two things here. The first one is... I just want to try with a different cable. I don't know which cable that is that I'm using here. So we're just going to disconnect that. We're going to use this cable that I found. I got at IKEA not too long ago. That's been a fairly good cable for me, so... You wouldn't think, but... Okay, so 5 in, 4.9 out. Coming out of this guy here. Alright, that's fine. Now, the current cable I use for... Release. Charging my phone at night, which I've found to be the fastest cable. I've got it plugged into power. So this is plugged in directly to my power supply here. Okay, so we're still getting... So right now we're even down to 4.9 out. And this guy's blinking. So if I press and hold and wait... I might have to wait an inordinate amount of time. I don't know. What? I have no idea what that blinking light means, to be perfectly honest. Like, I have a button here, and it should do something, but it doesn't do anything. Oh, that just reset for some reason. It's still coming in 4.9. Hello? There we go. So that's 5. Okay, so what I didn't want to do was have to try to test this other one, but that might be what we have to do. Because, again, there is... At this point, it's working. You know, the power's clearly flowing through. The millimeter can read it. So, clearly it's working. But, I want to know if this got borked somehow. So, we'll disconnect from there. We're just going to take this guy here. You know what? I've got these 2 new cables. I'm not going to plug that in yet. So, we'll just use these guys. Yellow is my positive. Can I... No, I'm not going to be able to fit it in there. And we're going to use our old friend electrical tape. Electrical tape, you've never failed me. The world has failed me, but you've never failed me. Okay. Do. That's one. There's my other guy here. It's annoying they put these so close to each other. doop doo. Okay. Now, there is a possibility, and I want to say it's a very low possibility, that I'm getting screwed by the, for frick's sakes, by the fact that these cables aren't fitting properly. I am near 100% certain that's not the case, because the fact is that the 5 volts that I'm seeing is, like, it's not odd. There's no, like, oh, why is it 5 volts? No, that's a voltage. That's what it is, right? So that's not surprising. Okay, let's see what this does lights up wise. It would help if I hooked it up to a cable that had power, probably. I think. See, now it's red. It wasn't red. Okay, why is it blue suddenly? Ah! See, the problem with these things is that you're hooking it up and then there's cables just flopping all over the place. And it's just like, how do you keep these separated? How do you keep them not touching the ground? How do you... With clamps! That's how. Just need some way to control them. Okay, there we go. Now why did... Okay, it's red. See, now it wants to... See, now why are you blue? Why are you Whippy blue? Like, is Whippy blue good or is Whippy blue bad? I don't know. Okay, what am I getting for power? Coming straight out of there. 5. Okay, so now if I hit the button, what happens? 5. Okay. So if I hit the button again, what happens? 5. Okay, so if I hold the button down... Oh, I wonder if it's changing the amperage. I'll bet you it's changing the amperage. Okay, I gotta switch this over here. That's interesting. The light went out. So that's 0.3 amps. I think it's 0.3 amps. Whereas I should be getting more than that. Hello, Jetticat. She says that you're not paying enough attention to me. Still 0.3 amps. Still 0.3 amps. Still 0.3 amps. Still 0.3 amps. I am the confused. Yep, I have no idea. Okay. Now, that I have that sitting there. What happens if I bring them just a little bit closer? Sorry. You guys probably want to see this if it works. It doesn't work. Yeah, from my understanding, just a pure LED connection, it doesn't matter which direction. So, I don't know. Okay, let's disconnect that for a second. Okay, so this guy here, what is this guy doing? This guy's supplying 12 volts. 350 milliamps. Sorry, input is 350 milliamps. The output is 1200 milliamps. So basically what we're getting out of these is they're taking a higher voltage, right? And they're converting it down to... stream still going? Yeah, okay, good. They're taking a higher voltage and they're streaming it down, or stepping it, but providing more power within that voltage. So my problem seems to be is that I've got these guys here,